thinking of pirates, a picture of a fierce and deadly man comes to mind. But did you know that there were women who also thrived in the sea? As we continue our series on pirates, we will discover today two of the powerful women of the Golden Age of Piracy. Prepare yourself for a one-of-a-kind pirate story. Hi, welcome to our channel. Today we bring you another interesting story about two of the most notorious pirates in history. Women in piracy is considered a rarity, so the story of Anne Bonny and Mary Read definitely captures our interest. Before we get to know what brought Bonny and Read to piracy and their conquests, what are your assumptions about our fierce women of the seas? Let us know in the comments below. Recognized for her role as an Irish pirate and privateer, Anne Bonny gained fame fighting alongside Calico Jack Rackham. Alongside her fellow female pirate Mary Read, she proved to be a formidable member of Rackham's crew, matching her male counterparts in combat, profanity, and indulgence in alcohol. However, the tale of how Anne Bonny entered the world of piracy traces back to historical accounts like Captain Charles Johnson's A General History of the Pirates, published in 1724. Born around 1700 near the Old Head of Kinsale in County Cork, Ireland, Anne Bonny's mother, Mary Brennan, worked as a servant for William Cormac and became involved in a romantic affair with him. Cormac's wife discovered the presence of their illegitimate daughter and that Cormac attempts to raise Anne as a lawyer's clerk while disguising her as a boy. This arrangement came to an end when Cormac's wife ceased providing him financial support. After relocating to the Carolina colony, Cormac brought Anne Bonny and her mother along. In order to assimilate more smoothly into Charleston's culture, Bonny's father decided to drop the original mech prefix from their family name. He initially practiced law in Charleston, but later transitioned into the merchant trade. As a young girl, Anne displayed a spirited and resilient nature. According to Johnson's accounts, she once fiercely assaulted a young man who attempted to force himself on her against her will. Known for her red hair and being considered a good catch, Anne Bonny's fiery temper was also noted, as she allegedly stabbed a servant girl with a knife when she was just 13 years old. Despite her father's successful business ventures and the expectation that Anne would marry well, she surprised everyone by marrying a destitute sailor named James Bonny when she was approximately 16 years old. James had hopes of gaining control over his father-in-law's estate, but this led to Anne being disowned by her father. Her father strongly disapproved of James Bonny as a suitable husband for Anne, ultimately leading to her expulsion from their household. Between 1714 and 1718, Anne Bonny and James Bonny made their way to Nassau, situated on New Providence Island, renowned as a haven for English pirates, often referred to as the Republic of Pirates. This place provided sanctuary for numerous pirates who either received a pardon from the king or managed to escape the clutches of the law. Historical accounts mention that when Governor Woodes Rogers arrived in the summer of 1718, James Bonny began collaborating with him as an informant. He would report information about the pirates in the area, leading to the arrest of many of these lawless individuals. However, Anne was not fond of her husband's activities and despised the role he played for Governor Rogers. Around 1718 or 1719, during this time in Nassau, Anne Bonny crossed paths with the pirate Calico Jack Rackham. Rackham had recently taken command of a pirate ship after deposing the merciless Captain Charles Vane. Anne Bonny's inclination towards the pirate's life was evident from the start, given her rebellious nature. Therefore, it came as no surprise when she crossed paths with Calico Jack Rackham and developed a romantic relationship with him. Rackham's love for Anne was so profound that he offered money to James Bonny in hopes of convincing him to grant a divorce. However, James refused the offer, yet Anne defied him and decided to leave with Rackham, ultimately joining his crew. As a member of Rackham's crew, Anne Bonny showcased exceptional pirating skills. She adopted a male appearance, not only dressing like a man, but also emulating their rough demeanor by engaging in fierce fighting, indulging in drinking, and using profanity. Captured sailors recounted that after their ships were seized by the pirates, it was Anne Bonny and Mary Read, the latter having also joined the crew, who encouraged their fellow pirates to engage in more acts of brutality and violence. That was quite an introduction, right? Anne Bonny is definitely the embodiment of fierceness. What surprised you the most about her life? Tell us in the comments below. Introducing Mary Read, another female pirate who sailed with Bonny. Details about Reed's early life are mostly unknown, and much of the information comes from Captain Charles Johnson's disputed work, A General History of the Robberies. According to this book, Reed's mother was previously married to a sailor and had a son with him. After he left the family, she had an affair that resulted in Mary's birth. When her half-brother passed away, Mary assumed his identity to receive money from his grandmother. She continued dressing as a boy, even after her grandmother's death. Later, she worked as a servant before joining the military in Flanders. There, she met a young soldier and fell in love with him, but concealed her feelings to avoid revealing her true gender and risking her position. Despite this, Mary actively volunteered for battles to fight alongside him and earned a reputation as a brave and daring soldier. Eventually, she disclosed her identity and feelings to him, and they became a couple. They opened an inn near Breda, Netherlands, but sadly, Reed's husband passed away. After becoming a widow, Mary resumed her male disguise and briefly served in the military in Holland. However, her path soon led her to board a ship bound for the West Indies, marking the beginning of her adventurous life at sea. Unfortunately, the ship was intercepted by English pirates who seized her and made her part of their crew. Embracing the life of piracy, Mary continued her journey on the high seas until sometime between 1717 and 1719, when the king issued a pardon for pirates who chose to surrender. Mary's crew accepted the pardon and returned to shore, living there until their funds dwindled. Later on, Mary joined the pirate crew, led by Englishman John Calico Jack Rackham. Her courage and bravery in piracy were as formidable as her military prowess, always being the first to defend the ship from any attacks. Throughout her exploits, her male disguise had effectively concealed her true identity, and no one suspected her to be a woman. Among her fellow crew members was Bonny, disguised as a man, who, as we know, was Calico Jack's lover. Anne, like Mary, displayed courage and always fought alongside her on deck during attacks. Eventually, Anne confided in Mary about her true gender, either as an act of trust or to win her over romantically. In response, Mary also revealed her own disguise. This revelation stirred jealousy in Calico Jack, who assumed they were romantically involved and threatened Mary. To ease Jack's jealousy, Anne disclosed Mary's secret, but this information remained hidden from the rest of the crew. During battles, Anne and Mary fought together, dressed in billowing jackets, long trousers, and headscarves, wielding machetes and pistols in both hands. A witness later testified that they were highly active on the ship and willing to do anything. The crew, led by Rackham, had a particularly successful time during the summer and early fall of 1720. In September, they captured 7 fishing boats and 2 sloops near Harbor Island. A few weeks later, Anne and Mary led a raid on a schooner, firing at the crew as they boarded, and then proceeded to curse while gathering their loot, which included tackle, 50 rolls of tobacco, and 9 bags of pimento. They held the captives for 2 days before releasing them. Mary was known for picking fights with crew members who insulted her, while Anne was rumored to have brutally stabbed a man in the heart for making derogatory comments about women bringing bad luck to sailors on ships. Anne's fearsome reputation earned her the title of a most wanted pirate in a Boston newspaper. Both women were often seen together in battle, dressed in men's clothes and armed with pistols, cutlasses, and knives. Over time, Reed and Bonny grew bolder and less cautious about revealing their true genders. They earned the respect of the crew, allowing them to live as women during their downtime without facing negative consequences. They only donned men's attire for battles. This ability to openly disclose their sex is a testament to their esteemed reputations, as many pirate captains, such as Blackbeard, would have executed women on sight for being on a ship deck. On a late October night, Anne and Mary noticed a mysterious sloop approaching, realizing it belonged to the governor. While some crewmates supported them, others were incapacitated from drinking. The sloop's captain demanded surrender, and Rackham fired back, leading to a counterattack that disabled their ship. Rackham signaled surrender, but Anne and Mary defiantly fought alone against the governor's men. Despite their bravery, they were eventually overpowered and captured along with the rest of the crew. According to legend, Mary, in her disgust, dared the fellow pirates in the hold to face them like true men. When no one responded, she fired a shot into the hold, killing one of their own. Anne Bonny and Mary Reed were initially sentenced to hang, but both received a temporary reprieve when they revealed their pregnancies, as the law forbade executing pregnant women. Mary Read died in a Jamaican prison in 1721, while Anne Bonny's fate remains unknown, with a person of that name recorded as having died in Jamaica in December 1733. It was unprecedented to have two female pirates among the crew. But according to historian J. Rogozinski, the pirates accepted Bonny and Read because they willingly engaged in relationships with everyone in Rackham's small crew. Their journey as fearless pirates definitely puts them among the most notorious pirates in history. We hope you enjoyed learning about the story of the fierce women of the sea. We can't wait to get to know more pirates with you on our next video. If you're enjoying this series, don't forget to like this video, click the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell. Thanks for watching.